Hello there, it's good to see you again. Welcome back to our channel, our English language series brought to you by O3 Schools JAMB app. So on today's class, we'll be looking at something very simple. It's called emphatic stress. Emphatic stress. So this is like the simplest topic ever in phonetics or English language generally. Emphatic stress is simply emphasis placed on a word in a sentence. Let's have that down. Emphatic stress is emphasis placed on a word in a sentence. That's just it. Emphatic stress. It's different from stress or primary stress in the sense that for primary stress, you are dealing with the syllables in the word. But for emphatic stress, you're dealing with words in a sentence, and then one word carries that stress. It's almost like the emphatic stress is trying to draw you to the importance of that word in the sentence. Like, this is the most important thing. This is what I want you to focus on in this sentence. So we are dealing with an entire word as opposed to primary stress that just has to do with a syllable in that word. So emphatic stress is really simple. Just emphasis on a particular word in a sentence, the whole word, not just a syllable or something. So emphatic stress places importance on a word, like it is used to show the importance or significance of a word in a sentence. Take note, the full word, everything about that word, not just a syllable like we have in primary stress. So emphatic stress deals with the word in the sentence, the importance or the significance of that word in the sentence. Emphatic stress is sometimes called shifting stress. So let's make that sentence. It is sometimes called shifting stress or contrastive stress. Emphatic stress is emphasis placed on a word in a sentence. It is sometimes called shifting stress or contrastive stress. Emphatic stress is different from primary stress. Primary stress has to do with syllables, stressing syllables in words. But for emphatic stress, it has to do with stressing an entire word in a sentence, trying to draw attention to the importance or the significance of that word in the sentence. And I said it's sometimes called shifting stress or contrastive stress. Emphatic stress is indicated with capital letters. Words carrying emphatic stress. Emphatic stress in sentences are indicated with capital letters. In sentences, to show that a word in this sentence is carrying emphatic stress, you write the whole word in capital letters, whether the word is at the beginning of the sentence, at the middle, at the end, wherever its position is in the sentence, you write it all in capital letters. So that tells you as a student that this word is carrying emphatic stress in this sentence. Sometimes, which is less used, capital letters is more widely used. So sometimes it can be written in italics or maybe in bold, but most times you find that words carrying emphatic stress in sentences are indicated with capital letters. Now, I've been saying emphatic stress is very simple, very simple, very simple. Let's see how simple it really is. We'll check out guidelines for answering questions on emphatic stress. What do you do? First, you have known that we indicate it with capital letters. Then how do we answer questions on emphatic stress? So we'll look at the guidelines. On emphatic stress. So first things, you identify the word carrying the stress. Identify the word carrying the stress. No too much logic needed here. The word carrying the emphatic stress will most likely be in all caps or in italics or in bold. The option without the stressed word and matches the sentence is the answer. So, first off, you identify the word carrying the stress, which we have said the word would be in all caps. By the time you have identified it, you now check through the options, look for the option that doesn't contain the stressed word and still matches the sentence, whether the sentence is a statement or a question. That would be your answer. Now, generally, this is where we stop. That's it. Once you identify the stressed word, you look for the word without the you look for the option without the stressed word, but there are still other things that we might need to consider. For example, pronouns can be used in place of nouns. So if a noun is not stressed and then in the options it changes to a pronoun, you don't have to worry about that. Pronouns can actually be used in place of nouns in the options. And lastly, we have that only the stressed word should be replaced. So you're given a sentence, a word is stressed or a word is carrying the emphatic stress. So for you to answer the questions, you will most likely be given options. So for you to answer the question, first off, you identify the word carrying the emphatic stress. Next, you now check for the options, look for the option that doesn't contain that stressed word and still matches the sentence given. So it's not just like this word doesn't contain the stress word. Oh, that's the answer. Sometimes that is it. But other times you can have more than one option without the stressed word. So you now ensure that your answer matches the sentence. That's emphatic stress for you. It can also be used to test students' ability to match statements or questions with answers. So you have to ensure that the answer you are choosing matches the sentence. And then I said pronouns can be used in place of nouns. Yes, they said only the stressed word should be replaced. So, except it's a pronoun used to replace a noun. Other than that, only the stressed word should be replaced. If another word is also changed, that option is not the answer. So let's use questions to illustrate these guidelines. Questions on emphatic stress. You have one. Ulumi plays tennis always. A. What does Olumi play always? B. When does Olumi play? C. Who plays tennis always? And D. Does Olumi watch tennis always? That's our question. So that's our question. Olumi plays tennis always. First off, identify the word carrying the stress. Tennis is in all caps, glaring. This is what is carrying the emphatic stress. Now we'll now look at the options. The option without the stressed word and matches the sentence, not just the option without the stressed word and matches the sentence. It should also match. So, what does Olumi play always? There's no tennis there. When does Olumi play tennis? Tennis is here, out. Who plays tennis always? Tennis is here, out. Does Olumi watch tennis always? Tennis is also in this option. So our answer becomes A. What does Olumi play always? The emphatic stress is in tennis. Another example we have her aunt lives in Accra. Now our options. Whose aunt lives in Accra? B. Where does her aunt live? C. Does her uncle live in Accra? D. Does her aunt study in Accra? So another example. Sorry, I didn't write anyone in caps. Aunt is what is in caps. So the question says, our aunt lives in Accra. Our aunt is in all caps. So that is what is carrying the emphatic stress in this sentence. We now go through the options to look for the option that doesn't contain the word aunt and also matches the sentence given to us. Whose aunt? Out. Where does her aunt live? Aunt is also here. Does her uncle live in Accra? Does her aunt study in Accra? So aunt is also here. Our answer becomes option C. Does her uncle live in Accra? No, her aunt lives in Accra. Can see the emphasis. Another example you have the examination will end this afternoon. And the options are what will end this afternoon? B. Which examination will end this afternoon? C. What will happen to this examination? And our last option, D, says, when will this examination end? Oh, nothing is in caps. The word afternoon is in caps. So the question says, or the statement given to us is, the examination will end this afternoon. And afternoon is written in all caps, telling us that this word carries the emphatic stress in this sentence. So now, next step is to look for the option without this stress word that also matches this sentence. We look at it, what will end this afternoon? This is the stress word appearing here. So this option is out. Which examination will end this afternoon? Afternoon is also here, so that is out. What will happen to this examination? Let's not be quick to just say, okay, afternoon is not here, we carry it. Check this last option. When will this examination end? There's also no afternoon there. So we now look for which one matches the sentence given. That's why you have to be careful with emphatic stress. As much as it is very simple, little mistakes like this can make you miss it. So we'll look at it. The examination will end this afternoon. Time. Afternoon is in all caps. That means we're dealing with time, which makes the last option the answer. What will happen to this examination? If end was the one in all caps, we would have picked this answer, because that way end is being emphasized with this option. This option would have matched the statement given if end was in all caps, but now afternoon is, which has to do with time. So the question will be, when will this examination end? And the answer becomes this afternoon. Afternoon. So that's it for emphatic stress. Very, very simple, but little mistake can make you miss it. We said emphatic stress is simply emphasis on a word in a sentence, which is different from primary stress. That is the emphasis on a syllable in a word. And I said emphatic stress is very simple. All you have to do, identify the word that is carrying the emphatic stress, which will even and the word will even be glaring at you. Why? Because it is in all caps, except it is italicized or written in bold. So by the time you get the word that is carrying the emphatic stress, just look for an option that doesn't contain that word but also matches the statement given. And that is it for emphatic stress. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video.